there are Filipino women that are advertising on YouTube that they have peaceful, cooperative, submissive women that are waiting to be married and shipped over here. I'm just teasing. To be flown over. You know what I'm saying?
He said,
no, they're real ships.
He said Filipino women that are waiting to be shipped over here. Wait, I'm just playing. Flown.
Tis I, just Henry, the original, the one, the only.
He just gave y'all the Macho Man Randy Savage flex.
Because I'm strong.
I love it. Ric Flair. Not Ric Flair. What is his name? I'm about to get Scott Steiner. Rick Steiner? Is that what it is? Bro, I'm about to get mad.
Big Papa Pump.
Bro, when I was into wrestling, he had like that double bicep.
It was weird though. It was like a tennis ball. And it got worse. But hey, there was a documentary I saw where they actually were showing how it was getting worse for him on that one. Also, he had his pec was separated here at the bottom. Like right down there. It's like a weird condition. So the more he worked out, the further apart it was like literally appearing to be.
Yikes. Don't try to ruin my childhood like that, my guy. But
that was more like teenage years.
I was a child. Look, I take it. We used to play the N64 wrestling games and go crazy, bro. Like that's when wrestling games were at their peak.
Man, but N64 was the lit.
N64,
GoldenEye, what?
Nintendo had always been doing some innovative stuff.
Oh, they were.
So
it was on point.
N64 was part of it, but I forgot to introduce myself. It is Wiz We Rise in the Flesh, y'all. And today we got a magnificent video that's not wrestling related. It is sort of kind of wrestling related because relationships are back and forth.
He wrestled. He wrestling. She liked it.
But jokes aside, for whatever reason, I love hearing other people's perspective on things. And as a black man, a black American man, I think so. Sometimes I like to call myself Bronze Vanilla because I'm kind of Yo.
I'll take it, bro. I'll take it. You do your thing, dog. Do your thing, dog. You front, dog. I'm a walnut brown myself. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. I'm just saying, wood grain brown. You know what I'm saying?
He laughing, but I'm super. I used to tell girls that for real.
Is so funny.
I used to tell them,
and got him too.
I swear to God. I swear to God. Like, I'm swearing. My bad. I ain't meant to do that, but I love hearing people talk about black men. Primarily when it's black women talking about relationship stuff with black men. And so today we're going to go over a lot of the questions I've heard or I've seen videos of women having full discourse about. And these women, a lot of times these sisters like to put educated sisters, successful sisters, so on and so forth. But they never put ratchet sisters on there, right? It's you often find ratchet sisters, or when I say ratchet, for those who don't know, talk about words that don't make sense. Ratchet is just a play on wretched.
Yes. It's more like, I think, the ebonically inclined kind of misspoke and it stuck.
Probably popularized from a song. But we digress. You often see these successful in some form or another women talk about problems with black men, right? Yeah. So today we're gonna divulge, and I think you'll enjoy, right? Because it's gonna be fun. This is a topic that needs to be had, and we have two unique perspectives, right? So the first of which is the overarching question is, do you think black men are afraid of dating the modern black woman? Yes or no? Hold on. So hold on. You can't laugh at me. So first of all, what we're gonna do that I feel other videos tend not to do is define what we mean when we say modern black woman.
Okay.
If you in the comments have a thought, take this time to write it down, right?
Mm-hmm.
And see how that correlates to what we'll say.
Right.
Have a shot at it.
I'm defining the description of a modern black woman.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. This is a safe space, right?
100. Do your thugdism, my G.
All right. Be careful. Be gentle. Okay. First and foremost, my definition of a modern black woman is strong,
Strength,
determination, very driven, very job oriented or purpose oriented.
Okay.
I will say purpose rather than job, because they have decided what their purpose is. Somewhat manly in
How so?
in the directive of, well, I'll just say in giving directives, as in giving
That's good.
like commands rather than
Taking orders.
suggestions.
Okay.
You know,
So very direct, very upfront.
they are very money oriented. Money is the motive and the goal. Money is the answer to my woes. It will buy us happiness. It'll at least buy us the rental car and the plane and everything to get us to where I will feel happy. Not as maternal as a previous generation. Maternal meaning like
Motherly,
nurturing,
Mm-hmm.
more than just feeding and clothing a child. It's really rearing and being a part of their everyday, like the intricate parts of their character, making good people. But anyway, less inclined to be submissive or cooperative, very angry and feel like, you know, they just got this vendetta, like I'm gonna get you, sucker. You know, they always have a way out, like they leave that back door out of everything, which a lot of people do. I mean, I can't just say
non-committal in a
people,
way.
Yes.
Okay.
Thank you.
Good.
Non-committal. More like they have more options than men in certain instances, especially in the same tax bracket or same earning bracket. They have more options. They play those options as well as they can. And I'm gonna leave it kind of there as far as my description of what a modern woman.
I think that's a pretty strong definition. Yeah.
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
All right.
I think you're good.
Be gentle.
So why do you think a black man why do you think modern women believe black men are afraid to date them?
First and foremost, I'm gonna leave the word afraid with those women, because those women are the type that are vindictive, or should I say not vindictive. They're like angry. They have that underlying anger. They're like, you know what? I'm not gonna let him win this, or I'm not gonna ease up on the gas on this. And they've said that you are afraid of them. Yeah. I don't believe that modern men are afraid of modern women. I don't believe that they're scared of them. Like, no. It's more like, for the longest, the majority of men were like, this is what we have and we just gotta deal with it. There was a certain amount of men that took it upon themselves to be rather rebellious, excuse me, and say, you know what, we're not even participating in that. We're gonna set ourselves a little bit higher. We're gonna say, you know what, I'm not dealing with that. I'm out. I'm gonna deal with a totally different race. They've chosen that. So Everybody has a choice. But those same women that are saying that you're afraid to deal with them are now upset that you have gone somewhere else to find love, affection, cooperation, somebody, a partner, But I don't know about the partner. Partner's a partner, whatever. Somebody that agrees with your vision. So
I think that's a strong comment. There's someone that agrees with your vision.
Mm-hmm.
That's I think I mostly agree with the gist of what you said, and it's coming from someone who was raised primarily by women in the household where there was no male figure. The closest male figure I had was my grandfather before he got super sick, and then my uncle went to prison, right? But he was always, when I come home, everybody gonna bow down to me because I'm the dude.
Yeah,
they didn't play that. They didn't play that whatsoever.
Like,
but the beautiful thing about this is that being a middle child, right? And we're talking from a psychological perspective where I'm very observant and I'm always looking for meaning in things.
Yes.
I paid attention to a lot of the game, right? And I say the game referring from a black woman post 80s.
Yes.
I gotta put that there, post 80s, because that's when my mother and my auntie, which I call Mom Deuce, and my other aunties, that's when they were coming up, right? So it's the biggest thing is this notion of when you're in a relationship, you do not understand that it means the joining of two parties, right? Two parties. Two individuals come and play the games to work together.
Correct.
You don't share the same vision.
Right.
And so when I'm hearing a lot of black women speak about this, I'm gonna be straight with you. Most dudes that I knew, and from the jump, when I was selecting before I got married, you either share my vision or you don't. I don't. There's no discussion.
Right.
Because women have to be more masculine. They have to be more direct because they are in the house, because in the world of absent fathers, because we are going to prisons, or we are on the streets, or when you can dive in someone, you can dive in somebody else for less cost. If y'all figure deal what I'm saying. So you either share the vision or you don't. And it's not that we're afraid. We know our resources. We're resourceful. And I would employ that most women, if you're truly modern, you understand the same thing. You employ your resources. That's really what it is. You can be, and I think it's fair to be a woman that says, I want my guy to do this. And if that brother doesn't do that, bounce. Because he surely will. The only difference is
you being miserable, now you make him miserable. It don't make sense.
And then you got to carry a seed for 9 months. He don't have to do that labor whatsoever. Whatsoever. So it's not only work. Jordan Peterson, we cite. I've been
he's dope.
He cites biology enables that masculine ideal.
Okay.
I don't have to carry the weight. I can literally get up and go. So they literally get up and go. Right? Yeah. Why would I sit there and physically burden myself or mentally burden myself when my physicality says otherwise? That's not how it works. And most
of the time, it's not necessarily the man running away from the child either.
True.
Or the responsibility of the child. I think they're more so running away from the woman. They're so bent out of shape from how much pressure, how much just obscene, oh my gosh, obstruction that is created, that you just like, you know what? Hey, if this kid comes to find me later, I'll explain it to him then. And if they believe me, they believe me. They don't, whatever. But I got to go because I have a spirit that needs to be saved.
Facts. And let's not try to shy away from the issue of, there are an issue of men as boys, right? Because we're
just bad people that make bad decisions.
That's also true, but we do need to address the fact that as far as the black household population, there's a lack of male figures.
You're correct.
Right. And so, and that may result of saying, okay, well, you're not going to pressure me because without a male figure, you have lack for respect for authority, like your military story. Okay. Right. And so if a woman comes to impressing that, who you? Right? That's not what you want.
Right.
We still have to share a vision. So you should try to understand this person. And a lot of times when I was watching these videos, they were from older women, right? They weren't from young girls. They're like middle age, 30 and plus, or late 20s and plus. So you're at those age, I would argue, you're figuring out this is what I want, this is what I don't want.
Or you've already been through so much life, you've already decided this is what I don't like. I'm gonna stay away from that. I'm gonna make sure I voice what I do want, which honestly is the epitome of it all. It's the lack of honesty. It's the lack of being able to be vocal. Matter of fact, it's to the point where we are, I'll even say for me, I resisted talking. I used to be so cerebral in my mind that I would not express, because I would be afraid that if I said something, they would leave and I wouldn't get what I wanted. I was manipulating. I was handling them.
It's a game.
You get what I'm saying? And I learned later on in life that that's unhealthy. Mainly for me. Because there's been so many times I didn't get what I wanted because I didn't say it.
True. Closed mouths don't
I've had
fit.
women tell me that, like, man, why you ain't saying that? I'm just like, I thought I was just being smooth and cool. I thought I was just being there for you, you know what I'm saying? I got a shoulder.
That's hilarious.
And then I thought you was just going kind of, instead of the shoulder, just kind of slide over.
That's
you know what I'm saying?
hilarious.
But no, that's not how it works. Because one, we're men. That's one. And women speak more in the subliminals and the, you need to read my mind, or let me put these little clues out there, which and all that, like, whatever, which I can't stand. But at the same token, like, hey, I hear you. But then guess what? Now that you know me and you know how I operate and move, you want to be able to switch up and let's commune together. Let's be equally yoked.
Facts.
Is that a biblical term? Yeah,
I believe it is.
So, agricultural too.
I learned that from my wife, because what's interesting is I would say I turned to I had a weird relationship with girls growing up. My brother was a Casanova. Man, shout out to you, old school. He was, for whatever reason, I'd be around him because he's my older brother. And he got me by like 5 years. So I'd be a little dude and I get these older girls coming at me and I hated them. Like, growing up, I couldn't stand my mother. Right, growing up, I hated her so much. I blamed her for a lot of stuff. We were super broke. My brother, he lived with my grandmother. So my mother had him when she was 13.
Wow.
So my grandmother took him, but my little sister and I came along. She was like 19, right? And so we got to walk around with her. We got to be in the streets, and I couldn't stand my mother. Wow. And my biggest dislike for light-skinned girls, because my mother's light-skinned, right?
Wow.
God bless me though. He gave me a light-skinned baby, and it don't look like she getting dark no time soon. However, I couldn't stand her, and so when girls came around, I strongly dislike women.
Wow.
And so as I got older, that didn't change. I was still about, I don't want to be broke. I need to do this. I need to figure out my life. And so I got older, and I found out later in life that these girls like me to death, right? and I had no clue. Yeah. But when it came to
weren't even receptive at the time. Yeah,
bro, not a clue. But most of the girlfriends I end up having were the overly aggressive women who was like, you think you're gonna be walking by yourself? No, I'm gonna come hold your hand. And that's actually the game. They would actually pull up. Most of the girls I dated from the jump start, they were the H words. They were the sleazies.
You talking about what are the 304s?
Yeah, the passing around, give and goes.
Well, hey,
and that
pitch and go.
That in my defense, I think there are a lot of brothers out there actually like myself, because messing around with most of your relationships being not. I don't know how to phrase it without saying the H word, bro. It's some words just
talking about promiscuous. Like
yeah, we can just say promiscuous, right?
Let's say,
because it further cemented. I'm gonna step away from women right now, and I'm gonna do my.
I'm gonna use women I'm gonna allow women in my life in the capacity that I want them in, and that is it. Right,
because don't get it twisted. I was getting busy, and that's not a bragging right, but it was a bragging right. You growing up, that was in middle school. You
what?
Yeah, you doing this yet?
This energy?
Yeah, you doing this yet? You doing yet? And I was doing it to say, okay, I could do it if I wanted to, but that's not what my heart was, right? So it bit me back later in life when it came to when I was trying to settle down, and I was like, hey, this is what I'm looking for, because when you meet someone who's actually willing to share your vision, you have all these past experience that can deflect and hurt that person. So it was a progress, right? And I think a lot of times when we talk about if modern men are afraid to be with a successful black woman, I think the notion is most of the time, I think women are asking this question. They're at a period in life where they want to settle down, and these men may not be wanting to.
Especially if you're thinking that a customary relationship is someone that is in your same age group, as in like 35, 38, 35, that type of thing, you're gonna look at it kind of wrong. Reason being is because at the age 35 for me, I had 22, 25, 26-year-old young ladies that adored me.
I've only most of the female friends I have adore the older They go older
women, 42, 46. I was okay. It was a good age. I'm 38 now.
It was a good age. I'm 38. 3 years later.
Yes, that I'm here. No, I tried to do some things, Anyway, that's another video. That whole story. Anyway?
You're talking about women looking to date people, men their age.
Age group. Thank you. See, that's why he reads more than me. But the age group is important because if you don't pay attention to it, you're gonna miss out on some people that are really actually trying to give you their time. I've seen it where there's like 50-year-old men looking at these 38, 40-year-old women, and where they're looking at him like, man, you old, man. You old. Well, you okay? Okay, but he's got vitality that has not left his body yet. If you think that it's a different, no.
You guys, throw them waterworks on my guarantee that Jimmy get lit.
Dog, ED is almost non-existent anymore. It's you can have a pill for it. You got all kinds of pills. There's a whole market. There's a whole market for this stuff.
Back to Mundo.
Or you could just have an entirely too high level of testosterone like myself. I'm talking about. Did you know that men go have a time of the month too? It's where our testosterone is so high we're ready to kind of,
I can believe it. I can believe it.
No, I'm skipping Marvin Gaye. Ain't no let's get it on. Like, man, we going straight to what?
Lil Wayne or something?
Man.
Oh, no, I ain't never heard of Tekashi Snitch now.
I don't listen to his music. I don't know why I said that.
But I get that young person shouting energy. I got you. Yeah, I'm with it. Ain't no smooth and sensual and slow.
Fifi gonna be in the corner, boy. I'm just saying.
I would always love to see when women often say this, their past relationships. I would love to see that, like, how it went. And of course, you always want to get two parties to talk about it because one party swear they know everything and the other one is just wrong.
The thing is that everybody's a philosopher. Everybody's a guru.
True.
And they know this, that. No, you don't.
True.
Because if you knew, you'd be completely happily, blissfully married and happy. That's why I'm just like, just keep your place. Like I'm keeping mine. I'm not telling anybody you got to do anything. No. Yeah. If you ask me, I'll give you suggestions. If you tune in, I'll give you suggestions. But they're only suggestions. You know what I'm saying? You don't have to listen to what a black man's perspective on things. True. That's okay.
True.
Live life. Love it.
True.
Laugh. It's okay. But my job is to tell you my truth. My truth is that I've seen people that are bringing in, I used to do it, bringing in the past into the relationship to be able to hold this completely against this other person. Not necessarily like blatant. It's the subliminal stuff. It's the subconscious that's sitting there eating away at you, making you think that this person's doing something crazy, or you want to do something crazy just to spite them and be able to say, oh, I got somebody because I got before. No, be honorable, be a good person, and then live life. Then you can enjoy this love. Okay, that's all I'm saying about that little piece. But back to the question, right? One, men are not afraid. Secondly, the reason that I believe men are doing so is because the options are changing. They're not looking at the pool strictly as black women. They're looking at the pool as all women. There are Filipino women that are advertising on YouTube that they have peaceful, cooperative, submissive women that are waiting to be married and shipped over here. I'm just teasing. To be flown over. You know what I'm saying?
He said,
No, they're real ships.
he said, Filipino women that are waiting to be shipped over here. Wait, I'm just playing. Flown.
Do you want me to include it up, though?
I just love the play on words that is. That's all it is. But that goes into my next question, and which seemed to be a common thing again amongst black women commentators. They would say black women are stigmatized for being loud, rough, and undesirable.
Okay.
Do you agree or do you disagree?
Not all. But
I'm going to say I agree, right?
No, I said not all women, but I agree.
I'm going to, I think it's cultural, right? Be loud, be boast, and be proudful, what you want. Like you said, be direct. I think it's extremely attractive. Again, if
direct, but then some people are not direct though. They just laugh.
That's okay. It's one of, I remember talking to Carussi about it too. Like it's one of those things where I don't like, because I'm a very observant, chill, laid back guy, and I like complimentary entry, not the same.
Okay.
So I've tried it before. I've literally tried to sit down with women who are very similar to myself and just chill. Yo,
it's boring.
It's not entertaining to me. It's not.
I get it.
It's not the same. It's really hard to describe. Where if two people are party goers, somebody got to run out of energy fast.
This is true.
Somebody got to be able to put the chill in the relationship and try to measure yourself. Again, because I think balance. I think a lot of times you find couples that argue the most last longer than couples that don't argue whatsoever. Because
they're at least getting out the emotions and the words.
There's always that constant tension. So I like the loudness. I grew up around the loudness. I've seen it in my household. I've seen it when I go visit female friends who aren't girlfriends. We just cool. I've constantly seen it. I'm all for the loudness. Be proud. Be bold in whatever you decide to do. But there is a contrast to that, right?
Keep going.
Because some folks don't like that. But like you said, finding your truths. So if your truth is to be loud, you need to find someone who complements that. Not, I don't like the notion you can handle me. No one should want to be handled, right? No one should be. That doesn't mean that folks don't like or don't aspire to be handled.
Sometimes you need to be handled. Like I've been set in my place before where I was wrong. Facts. And I am an honorable man to be able to say, you know what? Facts. You're right. I was wrong. It won't happen again.
Most people don't like doing
because
that.
Nobody wants to be like that. That's the terrible truth about our society. Like, come on. Like own up. And that's accountability. Like, not just acknowledging that you did something wrong. No, I'm gonna do it again. I'm not gonna do it again. Yeah. I'm gonna fess up. I'm gonna build up. I'm gonna be better. You know what I'm saying? Anyway.
I'll tell them. I like to say I'm not gonna speak on what in the future too much. I'll say I'll try not to. I'll be more cognizant of not doing so.
I feel you.
Because I've done the same thing twice, and I know I shouldn't have.
There's a lot of things that you kind of knew what you were doing in the midst of the moment before you did. So therefore, I know 100%. For a fact that I won't. If I'm there, if I made the choice, I'm not doing that again. But yes, you are correct to speak correctly in the midst of a moment. Hey, you know what? Hey, I'll do my best to not do that again.
I'm
so
stupid, bro. Yeah,
that makes sense.
I don't like the notion of reading minds. If I read way too much,
Jada
sit there
Pinkett
try to
Smith feels that she should read her mind.
Nah, she can keep that where she at.
I thought it was hilarious,
bro. No, I read way too much and spend way too much trying to figure out between what this person means, and then to do it in real life. No, I want something.
I talk too much for me to be able to sit there and try to read your mind. No, I speak on mine every day, all day. I will let you know. I promise you gonna get. Yo, I will. The only time I won't tell you how I feel is when I look at your face and I see that there's something bothering you. My dear, how can I help you? What's going on?
True.
I will put mine away.
Body language speaks louder than words.
What's that?
Body language speaks louder than words.
Straight up. Because I know you. I want to know you enough to read you and be able to say, you know what? I'm not going to burden her with mine right now. Matter of fact, let me help my boo with what she going through. Let's do that. That's the benevolence in the heart, right?
I wish
that's love in the heart, right?
That's a flaw of mine because I don't sympathize very well with people, and that's not bragging rights.
I don't do it with people. I've heard people that I love and care about. You can get the sympathy.
It's hard. It's extremely hard for me.
I got people I love.
And I hear a lot of people say, if you alpha man don't sympathize. That's
Oh,
bullcrap,
Lord.
bro. I hate that stuff so much.
A real alpha is compassionate as well.
Bro.
So therefore, if anybody tell you that foolishness, they don't know what they're talking about.
There's a
Carry
certain
on.
thing, like there are times where I wish I could just sit there and be in the same spot my wife is mentally when she's sad. I can't do it, right? And it's one of those things where you just, life experiences have kind of numbed me to a lot of stuff. And that's not a bragging thing. I don't think it's one of those things where you see people talk about being gang related, and then people who actually was a part of the gang, they say, bro, you shouldn't be bragging about this.
Shouldn't be. Why are you even talking about it?
I think that's one of the best ways I can compare it.
What I would say though, one, appreciate your honesty and acknowledging
That's the best way I can get it across.
It's not necessarily being in the moment with them. It's just more like just being there with them. You don't have to understand. Just like with Daphne, you don't have to understand. Just be able to understand or believe that I'm having a human experience. So in this point, all you would want to do at that point is, I'm not trying to understand what you're going through. I'm just going to be here with you with what you're going through.
Jordan Peterson, bro, that man right now is a hot topic for me.
He's putting in work.
He said something that blew my brain. And I say it blew my brain because as of recent, as in my relationship with my wife, it's been very prominent. He said that he used the story of Adam and Eve.
Okay.
He said Eve was the first person to be self-conscious. When you look at the woman's body, the woman's body makes her self-conscious.
Yeah.
She made Adam self-conscious.
Yeah.
So when you look at society nowadays, women are more self-conscious than men, and men don't really become self-conscious until
a woman
brings it to his attention. I've learned so much about myself. Having to adjust, having to learn, relearn, appreciate my wife. Yeah. There's so many things I've learned literally from being. That is her greatest gift to me, is making me more self-conscious in a way, and it's a blessing. And it kind of opened my eyes, because my wife has probably been like my 7th relationship in life. Okay. Right? Probably my 3rd serious one. Okay. But serious in the sense where I was like, all right, well, I would consider going to jail for you, right? Right. But you've had long-term relationships before. I've had them before. But none of them to the extent where I was self-conscious about myself and thinking
the line for you is whether or not I'll go to jail.
That's is real. I would consider going to jail.
Real
facts
ish for your ass. Anyway, go ahead.
But that, bro, I'm from the block. Y'all gotta understand.
I can dig it, bro. I can dig it, man.
So that's what it is. I consider going to. I would consider risking my freedom in a cell with a bunch of other sweaty men. Yeah, that's real. That's a real hell.
Oh my god.
So
well said.
So it's been the case, but none of them to the extent that's made me as self-conscious or more cognitive of how I could potentially be affecting someone than my wife.
Outstanding.
And I think I'm a big proponent of folks that I would tell people to go out there and experiment. Okay. Go out there and meet new people. Right. Yeah, because you'll learn something. Relationships will teach you something.
You know your likes and don't like. You know your what's it oh man. Where it's like, this is this is deal breaker.
Oh, okay.
This is the deal breaker. You know your deal breakers, you know what I'm saying? 100%. Like, 100%. My deal breaker would be teeth,
oh, that's big. That's super big.
At least, and here's the thing. Even if you have dental issues, are you working on them? If you're actively working on them, I can support the effort. All right? I'm putting that out there. But if you're not, I'm a very
visual?
I have oral fixation like a mug, dog.
Interesting.
The the sexiest part of a woman to me is her lips and then her hands, because these are very intimate points of contact for me.
Yo,
man,
that's different.
And then she opened those lips and then something else come out.
You say some unique stuff. I was not expecting that. I think you're the first brother I've heard say such a thing. Lips and hands outweigh breasts.
I'll put it to you this way.
And booty.
I'll put it to you this way. I
Nice.
don't get completely turned on with my woman until I kiss her.
Interesting.
Because if I don't kiss this woman, we're not making love. We're not making love. We fucking. Pardon the term, but this is not what I'm thinking. That's a good point. It is.
That's a good point.
That's my line. That's my little line right there. That's my line in the sand, bro. Like, perfect. Oh man, and the lip. See, I don't even want much on her lips either, and I don't even need major things on the nails. I really don't. Like, I just need them to be clean and cared for. That's it. Lips clean and cared for. This little Carmex will do it. I'm just saying, I'm simple. I'm simple man, simple needs. I really don't even like major lipstick, especially if it comes off. Like, if it's not the lipstick that stays on your lips, like, I'm like, man, I gotta wear it too. Like, I'm good. I'll kiss you on your cheek. We'll keep it like that.
So interesting.
Oh man. But making love, that's the line. We make love when we intimate and kissing. That's real. Holding hands. Like, I didn't understand early on why girls were always trying to like interlock my fingers. And I'm just like, what are you doing? That's annoying. It feels funny. Make me feel funny. You see Major Payne? Major Payne was my ish, but it made me feel funny. And I didn't understand. And then I was like, oh, I like the funny feeling. Okay. Now I know why. Because we're imprinting on each other. This is actually intimacy. This is the level that you're supposed to be getting with this person to lock it in. This is where you can make longevity a reality. Man, when I learned that, okay. Who getting their hand held today? That's all I'm saying. What? Straight up, man. I ain't playing. Learn those little cheeks. Those little cheek
They better
codes.
appreciate it, man. You better appreciate it. Nah, I like how women talk. You talk to me nicely, and then it's what it is.
I'm big into cordial conversation. You know what I'm saying? I don't mind passionate conversation. Like, if you feel passionate about what you're saying, bet. But make sure you know and are cognizant of your aggressive. Like, if you puffing and you swelling up, and you know you are, and you see me like looking at you like you swelling up, bring it back. Am I wrong? I'm just saying signals, body language, right? Body language. I'm giving you the body language. Like, hold up, you swelling up. I'm sweating. I'm laying back. You sitting, okay, I'm gonna sit up with you. Oh, I'm gonna whoop with you. What you whooping about? You know what I'm saying? I mean, I'm with you though. Because I love you. I'm not gonna let you be up there by yourself though. You know what I'm saying?
I think it's one of those. I love music, and I'm a big fan of. Everyone can learn to sing, but not everybody can sing.
Correct.
Some voices, some vernaculars, just click with me. Right?
I get you.
And so, I think it's one of those things where I've been attracted to girls that were questionably attractive, like physically, but I love how the conversations they could hold. Yes. I just loved. I love the timbre, the voice,
marginal
all that stuff.
Beauty, but crazy mind. Like, that's, you might. What is it? You might be a sapiosexual.
I don't know what that means, but sure.
Sapiosexual is a person that is turned on by a person's mind and their intellect.
It could be, because I've had many situations where they was like, all right, why you messing with shorty?
Okay. Matter of fact, if a girl says something dumb,
it's a turn off.
Complete.
Turn off.
I'm talking about you drop dead gorgeous. You say something ridiculous or like, I'm gonna say this example, but I really don't care. Like, you're a Trump supporter. I'm like, the sky's green. On what day of the week? Second Tuesday after the 32nd of the month.
Oh no. Oh
I'm
no.
like, what? I just don't know.
He said
you probably subscribe to all of Darwin's work. Like, you really think that you are literally evolving in front of us.
Your first date is the first question you want to know is if she a Trump supporter or if the sky is green. You
believe in Darwin.
You don't care about kids. You don't care about credit history. You don't care about car drive.
Are you a Trump supporter?
That's the main question.
Okay.
She say no,
I
but
burned my MAGA hat last week. Oh no, you too fresh off the boat, kid.
she say no, but I'm sleeping in the cardboard box on the street. We can work with that. We can work
Trump
with
and
that.
now I'm broke. Oh Lord. No.
That's tough. Oh, that feels
I'm
so
tired.
good.
I'm tired. Bro. You funny.
But we digress.
Do we have another question or we all just what we doing? Because bruh. Man.
The last one is super big. Because this one, yeah, take a couple swigs. This one is so true that it frustrated me. Because it's so true that I don't believe it's true.
Okay, let's go.
Do black men believe that black women are super moms? And they keep that over.
I'm gonna rewind it just so I can repeat.
I need y'all
black
to know.
Men. Go ahead.
I need them to know that I am actually quoting questions I heard 2 to 3 videos of women use these terms, and I've never heard the term supermom before. But I'm gonna let you speak, and then I'm gonna bring it back.
So the question is, do black men feel that black women are super moms?
Yeah, so do they perceive them as super moms? And if you can't do these motherly things, then black men are unattractive to you. Like in essence, some of them, in essence, it's essentially calling them workhorses.
Ultimate nurturer, like
yes.
Mother Earth. Mm-hmm. They can do it all. But here's the issue: if you guys portray that you can do it all, if you give off the energy that you can do it all, please don't fault people for holding you to that level. That's what I would start with.
Okay,
Go ahead.
Because I think what they were saying is, if most modern women aren't picking up the attributes of being a mother.
Oh no, I was getting to that.
So okay, all right, okay. Do you think?
I just wanted to touch that to start.
You can continue.
Beautiful.
Okay.
So now, as far as them being, do we feel that black women are super moms or expect them to be super moms? I'm gonna say no, because I don't think that no real person expects somebody to be a super anything. Mm-hmm. I don't expect you to be a super anything. Mm-hmm. I expect a certain standard as far as taking care of certain things. Do you have responsibilities? Do I have responsibilities in the reciprocate? Okay. Now, do I feel that does the social climate of black men feel that black women should be supermoms? Yes. Socially, it's taught that the black woman can do it all, can save us all, can handle it all. No matter what she's thrown, she will find a way to get out on the other side and make some apple pie. You get what? Did I tie it kind of?
Yeah, you good.
So socially, yeah, I really do believe that we set the standard rather high. But the thing is that if you look at modern women as opposed to women, let's say in the 30s, 40s, the workload or what they're working with back then, there was harder times back then, but they got more done. Easier times now, depends on what you want to do. Mm-hmm. So the choice to be able to be magnificent is more, yours now than it was back then. Then you had to be amazing at these things to support this household. Now, there's women that got their own household, inviting dudes in. You know what I'm saying? As long as you sit on this part of the couch, don't sit on my spot. I've had a woman tell me that. Don't sit in my spot. It was like, you're right in front of the TV, like you designed the feng shui to make this the focal point of the whole room. Don't sit there. And you could live there for years. But she also tried to do that to my, my psyche.
I was about to say that in my brain, that's immediate red flag.
Big time.
I'm out. I said nowhere of ghost.
Big time. Oh my friend. What? No games played? It was Speedy Gonzalez. They was out of there. Handle. I was out of the door. They left the door wide open. They didn't even close it back. It was crazy.
So,
it was gone, man.
So I'm gonna say you get the my voice is going trying to do that off rip. All right, I'm gonna say for someone my age, someone thinking like myself, and so I believe I'm 31. I'm in 1990. I was born. So, bro, I don't be catching up with time. Like, I be living my life. I be on
That's
it.
That's real.
So, for me, now recall, I said I grew up hating my mother.
Yes.
And that's big. I need y'all to understand that, because where I'm from, we call our mothers OGs.
Okay.
Which original gangster. You don't. That connotation, no matter what ethnicity you are, where you born, that says a lot.
Yes.
You out there handling business.
Right.
So my mom's Deuce, my auntie, I love her to death. Did it all. She raised 3 kids of her own, 2 kids, my sister and I, who weren't hers. She just kept us from the system because we had family that was in the system and they didn't turn out so right. So she took on that burden for herself while my mother was doing riff-raff and that and being in prison.
I heard.
So for me,
Thank God for her.
mad love to Mom's Deuce. Her own kids don't appreciate her as much as they should, but that's a conversation for other stuff. But I'm always thankful for her because I know how it could have been, right? But for me, to have male friends whose moms were also super about handling their business, and then you grow up seeing girls who put that thought in your mind, okay, so when ish got tight, you may crumble. I don't find that worthy. So
it's not, you're right.
Yeah, so because I've seen women do it, and I'm being real with y'all, because my relationship, my wife now, don't handle stuff like my auntie or my friends' mothers would do, right? She didn't have to, right? She had a strong support system. The black woman I was raised around didn't have that. So when you don't have that, you either fold to the pressure, or you put your back straight up and you get to charging forward. Right. And so I know guys who think they're super moms, and if you can't do it and they don't feel like doing it, they're gonna try to find somebody who else. Or you get the flip like I do, where I was too busy handling my own, I wasn't paying attention to you. So it is something where I think like, oh, this is gold. You may have a point here. But it's one of those things where you could potentially be looking for a man who is the person you're thinking about, who wants to be with, but he's too busy doing him.
Yeah.
For him to know to shoot. Right. So it's one of those things where you can be, all right, well, now because technology's around, you ain't got to do so much. But this man still feels like he has to because he was raised with women who went and got it.
Well, and at the same time, the social stigma's still on his head.
True.
Telling him you have to do this, you have to be this, you have to be that, which is fine. I don't mind the stigma. I just mind I just mind the backlash that comes when you feel I'm not meeting your standard.
True.
Because you have, like, it goes
That's
back
also
to,
a good point.
It comes to, do you see my vision? Like, do you see how I'm
share
going
the same
right
vision? That's 100% needed.
Like I said, if I ask you how many songs of mine you know, and you come up with only one,
that's a problem.
You are gone.
Yeah,
like, matter of fact, you might even be there, but you're still gone. Like, you're not getting 100% of Henry
100%.
Because that is a part of Henry.
100%.
And you're not taking that part of Henry serious.
100%.
So therefore, why should I take you in any way seriously?
100%.
Why should I take you to the promised land? I'm not promising you now one of them picket fences.
What Kanye said?
You can't have a picket fence.
What he
Ain't
say?
no 3.5 kids. You not getting a dog. You're not getting nothing. No.
He sort of said
You're not
that.
getting the titanium tungsten ring, whatever the ring with the diamonds that mean nothing. Diamonds mean nothing. But that's okay. You still want one.
You quote Kanye and Gold Digger. When you get on, he leave you for a white girl.
See,
that's why it happens. They support. Why they go to the Philippines? Why they go to Brazil?
Because of the fact that they know the game. Mm-hmm. You look, white women support white men. Asian women support Asian men. They got their back. Muslim women support Muslim women. To be wearing the garbs that they wear, they got to be supporting their men. Come on now. I'm just saying. It's just the fact that you're supporting the actual machine of the family. You're supporting your role there. Now, if you are a woman that is the breadwinner, let's talk about that. If you're the woman that's the breadwinner, should you be making all the rules? Should you be the enforcer in the house? I'm gonna say I don't think that you should be the enforcer. Should we match and meet minds for rules? Yes, absolutely. That should be any time. That should be even if the man is the breadwinner. What I'm saying is that should you be top dog, being able to say, you know what, final decision, court is adjourned, blam. No, I don't believe that gives you the right to do so, nor does it give a man to do so, that right to do so. I don't believe that. I believe that we should be able to say, this is our vision from the beginning of a relationship. Everything, our decisions from this point on should match that. Let's go.
I zoned out trying to hold on to that thought, because when you mentioned Muslim women, something popped in the brain in my adventure of listening to black women talk about black men relationships. There's a Muslim woman whose her husband passed, I believe, and I apologize for not knowing her name, but she had a very interesting perspective, because she was like, it doesn't matter how wealthy a woman is, at a certain age she won't be able to walk the street at night.
Yeah. Wow.
And a lot of times, I like to think about the primitive world is the truest world.
Okay.
But if you think about that, a woman that's worth $100 million can't walk the street the same like a man that's worth $100 million.
Yeah.
What is, think about what that speaks to.
Yeah.
So it doesn't matter how, if you put that in the context of what just Henry was saying, it doesn't matter how much bread you win it. At the end of the day, at a certain age, you can't walk the street you can't walk the street in that like a man who's the breadwinner. Like that goes so far. And a black man didn't say that. It was a black Muslim woman that said that.
Right.
And she was a middle-aged woman.
I had a visit to a friend's podcast one time, and he had a young lady there as well that tried to paint me as a sexist. The reason they tried to paint me as a sexist was because the descriptive story, the whole topic was, what is your toxic trait? One of the other young ladies that was there on the panel, she stated that she gets too wild and belligerent in public, as in she really gets loud and angry and cantankerous and acts. She's a black woman, so she fits the stigma.
Stereotype.
So she's saying that I don't like fitting that stigma, and naturally, quickly, my first reaction is to be that. And I'm like, dang, thank you for being honest. But at the same token, I said, all right, now let's feed into that. What I spoke on was her example where she said that she's in a store. She has a guy coming to approach her, trying to get her number. She has her children with her. At this point, she says kindly, thank you, but no, not tonight. I'm not into that. I'm with my kids. I'm just trying to, get this done and get home. Boom. He ignores that and continues trying to pursue you. So she says she gets stern with him and he still ignores it. Whatever. I guess he saw what he wanted.
He's a
At
man.
this point, I stated, this is where the decision needs to be made to either do what you did and get belligerent, loud, and cantankerous. The reason she did it was so that other people can see something's going on, pay attention to what's going on here. I understand that. I understand that well. But in civilized society where I was raised, I would suggest, remember, only suggestions. I would suggest going to get some authority in the moment. And that's the word that I used first in this motion and in this podcast. So I said, let's go ahead and, why wouldn't you get some authority in the moment? Get police, get the security, get anything. Matter of fact, get a man. As soon as I said get a man, after talking about police, authority, whom can be any sex they choose. Anyway, as soon as I said man, you need to get a man. Oh, the girl that was on the side, she jumped in. Oh, what you trying to say? We need men and da 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 da. In my mind, I'm like, yeah. I said, yeah.
Yes.
Here's the issue.
Why are you getting loud shouting and trying to bring people to your attention? Because you need someone more powerful.
Help. You need help. You need somebody with more authority than he is ignoring right now, because your authority alone is
not respecting
insufficient.
you as a woman.
That's all I'm saying.
He's not even addressing you as a person. He's not respecting you as a woman.
Thank you.
Okay.
Thank you. So therefore, comma, what I said was, you know what? All right. You're trying to paint me as a sexist. Let's ask you a question. Okay. The little girl was little too. She was like 110. 110 pounds, bruh.
Oh, no.
So therefore, comma, I'm putting it in real terms. So I said, all right, the young lady that was that had the story, she was about 160, 170. Mm-hmm. Young lady that I'm talking about now at this point, 110, soaking wet, scrawny. All right. So at this point, I say, you know what? Hey, when you're in public, right? Of course, you don't need a man, but you need some authority. So you go find some authority. There's a police officer, there's security guards, but they're women. So you call them over, and it ain't Bertha. This is Susie. Maybe 110, 120 pounds as well. She just got the whistle. She got the baton. She got the phone. She's really not. She got authority with a badge to say, hey, man, I am in charge here.
Yep.
You're supposed to move. Leave the young lady alone. Mm-hmm. I said, what if he didn't care as well and mop the floor with both of y'all?
Yep.
I'm just saying. I mean, one swing. I said, I know me. I can knock both of y'all out in one hand, one swing. I don't believe in violence.
I do.
I'm not an advocate for it. I do. No. When I have to, I have to. Yeah. But I'm just saying, I don't believe in beating women either. I like women beating women.
That's not the same.
I'll go get women beat on women.
That's not the same as believing in violence and saying, okay, beat up the woman.
I'm saying for me.
I got you.
I'm not trying to beat on women. You know what I'm saying? But if you deserve it, I got some. Never mind. Let me stop. So, lost my train of thought.
You're good.
But when they tried me with the whole thing, I said, you know what? These examples that I'm giving you is real, and then you're still trying to play me as the sexist, like I'm wrong for telling you that it may need to get somebody else to help, and then you're doing it just to be combative, and now we going back to the original statement of, why do I want to be with you or women like you? Why would I want this in my house?
Facts.
Matter of fact, why would I want to live in your house if you're going to be that guy, that girl, that woman?
Facts.
Why would I want to live in your house when the house is it's horrible? No.
I think what often bothers me the most, right, and it really is because the world likes to think in the realm of what should be more than what the world is.
Yeah.
So that why are you laughing?
When you wish upon a star, makes no who you are.
Yo, that's so good. I ain't heard that in so long, but it's perfect. It is perfect. It's one of those things. It's so good. It's perfect. It's one of those things where I constantly tell people there are monsters, right? If there weren't, there'd be no police.
Correct.
It just wouldn't.
There'd be no need for it.
There are monsters. This man clearly saw he was a man. This woman had something he wanted, and he was willing to go to HE double hockey sticks and back
to get it.
That could have been so worse, and her babies were there.
That's a
bro. If someone,
that's another thing.
My daughter will be gun trained. My wife don't leave the house without a taser. Gotcha. None of that. If nobody's gonna come rescue you, like I've seen some videos
at
where
least get away something
to defend yourself. I've seen videos where this man is beating on this woman on the subway train in New York, and there's people there, and no one wants to help.
Yo, I wish. Yo, and here's the next thing, right? I have a pet peeve of people that say, "Oh, I wish a mug would.
Don't do nothing.
I wish I was there.
Freeze up like glaciers."
No, I'm serious. Like, matter of fact, another pet peeve of mine: bad children in public. I will be the guy to come and correct your child. Matter of fact, I'll bring your child to you. So now let's get back to the issue. If this man, matter of fact, if it's a woman beating on a man, I'm interjecting.
That's a problem, yeah.
I'm calling the cops first.
That's a problem.
I got one person here. You videotape, I'll call. What's up?
It's real.
This is a day of evidence now, buddy. You are not getting me nor this other gentleman in trouble because you are fighting. Now,
because the law gonna side with her first.
Immediately.
Why?
Because she's a woman. Plain and simple.
It's as simple as that.
Let's say the man is beating on the woman, which is terrible. I do not condone. I'm probably the type to, use my voice first. Use my separation skills second, because I used to work security, you know what I'm saying? Top flight, Craig. Top flight of the world, Craig. And I'm saying is, I will use my skills that I'm use my skills from the years and years of training, on job training, OJT. You know what I'm saying? To this day, I know it. Anyway, I'm gonna make sure that I use those because I know for a fact, the first day in the Navy, they said anytime a person's hands come above their waistline, that is a sign of aggression.
Yep.
My petty officer said, if you put your hands above your waist, I will drop you.
In that voice?
I will take you out.
In that voice? I love it.
I will take you out. If you ever think that I'm like, bro, and he's a big black dude too. Big brother. But you ain't nobody mess with Buddy though. I ain't even gonna say his name. Ain't nobody mess. And here's the thing, he was a bit effeminate. Like he was a bit effeminate, but he was huge. That's so you wouldn't even like question Buddy. Like,
yeah, man, that's why he
so
got
in
big.
your own personal time, don't ask this man nothing because his hands were bricks. They were huge.
That's why he got big. He got people sick of joking about the way he switched.
But his hands were soft, boy. He has like you can see he lotions his hands every day. He walked in.
You're so silly.
Ever see somebody walk and you see their knees like going like you were bigger at one point and their knees kind of bending when they walking like that? He did that.
Oh,
and it was like you had bad form every time you squat.
I got you.
Oh man, that drives me. That's another pet peeve of mine. Anybody in the gym that you're doing everything wrong. Matter of fact, there are little pictures, little diagrams to show you how to use the equipment. I believe that we should be able to come and cut the cable on your ass right when you're doing the wrong rep, just so you can see the dramatic effect.
Because some people musculature, especially with something advanced as the squat, they can't all squat traditional form.
What I'm gonna say to that is there's a Smith machine,
which are terrible.
This is also the bar, or you could just do leg presses, or you could just do lunges. Man. You don't have to necessarily do a traditional squat.
You want to squat.
Get the effect.
The squat is one of the most dynamic exercises you can do.
This is true.
But not everybody can hold that. So like some people hurt themselves trying to be as shoulder width apart, right? I used to work out with a bro who was kind of knock knee. So instead of having him be standard like I was,
yes, his knees would go wider. He would go wider.
I made him go wider.
Would it redirect or reposition his knees for him?
It would be more balanced on his hips. I made him go wider.
That makes sense.
Right? Because you're still looking for certain things.
Yeah.
Right. And so, but if he tried to be standard, he doing this.
Yes. That drives me nuts.
You don't want to do that.
It drives me crazy to see.
But most people, you look
in pain.
Most people, they be shortcutting in the gym, and as an avid gym goer, I see it a lot of times.
Just in the gym to be seen. Get out of here.
We not doing that. Y'all Instagram gym goers.
Oh man,
I wish bad things upon you, and that's not nice to say, but y'all bother me the most, bro. Just take a picture in Photoshop. Learn to Photoshop and save people who actually in the gym, bro. There's a brother. And I'm saying brother in this case because I know he represents a lot of you. This man has to be late 20s. This man comes into the gym. He drives a sexy chameleon brown Camaro. It is sexy. Okay. He comes in there with his white towel, his A shirt, and these shorts. He comes in the gym. He does 2 reps with the bench, and he leaves after taking a picture. I've seen this happen in numerous occasions. At first, I thought it was a Florida thing, and then I realized this brother just got a problem.
Nah, that's a simp thing, man.
Bro.
You out here fraudulent.
The car is super sexy though. My mans, if you end up seeing this, I pray to God you don't, because you probably see me enough to know who I am.
I ain't worried about none of that.
I don't want no
You
smoke.
can see it. You can see it. Just keep it pushing.
He
Keep it pushing.
He gonna run me over like one of them Stephen King movies.
Man,
I'm
look,
Gucci.
man, I got a legal.
But I'm serious. Like, bro,
I got a legal team.
He
Don't play with
comes
me.
in there, man. He literally comes in there, bro. And I've stopped before Rona hit and the gym shut down. He was doing it.
That's ridiculous.
I've been going back to the gym, and I haven't been to the big gym in like a week or two. But when I was going, he was still doing it.
No, see, social media, man.
Oh my God.
It is like the worst catch-22 ever, bro.
Perfect way of putting it. Catch-22 for
MG, dog. There's a reggae song that I just thought. I'm talking about the CD just came from Jamaica. I had a friend of mine just come back from Jamaica. You know, the guys on the side of the road. You want to hear my CD. You want to see my CD. If you fight, well, you bless me with. You bless me. I'm just saying.
Yo.
That's the dude. He will bless me with a little thing, my girl. Anyway,
oh my God, so good.
So I got the CD, number 22 on this thing. The brother is saying the women on Insta, they don't say Instagram. They say the girl upon Insta don't look like that in real life. I said, what? He said the girl upon Insta don't look like that in real life. I said, oh my God. And I'm thinking I'm talking to the guy, but he's actually recorded this ahead of time.
That's like this
is the cleanest thing I've heard all day. I'm talking about the plastic surgeries, talking about the fillers, talking about tightening, snatching, all of that. I said, that's amazing. He said the best women are the women that are completely natural and
100%.
still booed. They still and still doing what they do. Excuse me. I'm just like, I'm down. I agree. I don't need it all. Am I objective? As in like completely, I will disown you. You will no longer be my girl if you
100%.
go under the knife. I'm gonna have to say I don't.
No. Pause. When relationships are established with your boy, we set precedents.
Yeah.
From when I meet you, this is how I plan to see you when it's done.
Wow.
Facts. The only exception is you bear 4 of my babies and your body can't bear their fat off. That's literally it. Or you get some face rendering disease or body rendering disease.
Accident,
something
like
drastic. You don't get the excuse to go inject
it's
BS
cosmetic.
in your body. I don't none of that, bro.
No, I don't like.
None
I don't
of
like.
that.
Okay, I can dig that.
None of it.
Well, I'm gonna have to pray about that one. I'm gonna have to pray about that one because I was already under the conviction of saying like, I mean, if I love you, right?
Nope.
If I love you,
love ain't that strong. Nope, you can't pull up on me.
My thing is, if I'm bald and no teeth, are you gonna love me though? You know what I'm saying?
If it's age, that's life. That's life.
What if I was extreme like that and I said I just want to be a salamander for the rest of my life?
You got a problem.
All my teeth.
Divorce.
Hollywood divorce. Hollywood divorce.
We not going. I don't.
That's funny.
That's drastic, bro. I ain't going. Even it's different in the case.
Salamanders. It's salamanders have teeth.
Somebody
mention that in the comments.
I don't know. Even if it's like you met shorty, you met this young woman or this middle-aged woman or this old woman and she had a nose job. If it wasn't like accident related, I would question it because I've seen way too many
body dysmorphia.
Yeah, I've seen way too many people talk about that.
I hear you.
So I wouldn't trust it.
It's a psychological thing. It's real. It's a real thing.
And we talk about that sympathy is not one of my strong suits, so I'm not gonna put you through that because I know I'm not gonna be able to do it. So.
It's one of my strong suits.
Yeah, so
because that's actually been my entire customer service career is based on that, especially faking it.
Faking it.
Is that wrong? No,
it's not wrong. Faking it just sounds
being real.
So wrong. Faking it.
But you'll never know. My scores show it.
Just tough. That is tough.
I'm a voice actor. What do you expect?
I can never believe it.
All day. Sound like I'm talking about.
You cut somebody out and 2 seconds later you get them a different accent so they can change it.
I used to do that at an old job. Like they say, as long as you start the call and finish the call with the same voice and the same name, they didn't care.
That's crazy.
What? And I was working tech support at that time.
That's crazy.
So you trying to work the website and I'm guiding you through basically everything. Like start your computer, press power. I'd be like, you can start your computer, press power, please. I would do that. I would even talk like Bruce. I'd bring him out. It'd be really fun. I'd even be Chauncey. If Chauncey would just keep his nose clean, you know what I'm saying? Because he likes getting that licorice, you know what I mean? I don't know if licorice is a term for a drug in the streets because I really don't do drugs. Just saying.
I'm pretty sure.
I thought it sounded funny. It's always fun to say licorice with a country
people
accent.
Like you
licorice.
are the reason folks don't like talking to real people.
Dude. Matter of fact, one girl I was talking to, she was like, I would hate to get you on the phone. Why? Because you actually are the guy that cares about your job and you actually won't break the rules for me. Yeah. I'm like, yep, that's me. Child support is dependent on this job, buddy. You ain't catching the guy. No. No, it is importante. It is muy importante. Oh my God, you ain't catching me, buddy.
I can't.
You know how many people calling on the phone talking about some man, brother, hey, brother. Hey, brother, you a brother, right? You a brother, right? Man, hook a brother up then. I almost said it anyway. I didn't mean to.
That's gonna be the next conversation.
I can't stand that, man. Like, I'm not obliged to you in any way. You owe me nothing. I owe you nothing. And then on the top of that, you call on the phone more so than just because I'm black, but just because you calling the phone. I can't stand people just calling the phone. Like, no, change all your rules for me.
I'm the customer.
I want your business to change all of the rules that I agreed to when I started business with you. I want you to change all of those rules because I want you to. Now, matter of fact, put your manager on. I am so glad to put my manager on the line with you. Happy. You don't understand how annoyed people are at me because this is my voice. Thank you for calling. This is Henry. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that. Well, actually, regrettably, I'm not able to change that. No, that's gonna stay just like that. If you didn't do this is what you need to do. Oh, I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. You go ahead, ma'am. But this is what you. Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. I thought you asked me a question. No, you didn't ask. You did ask me a question. Oh, but am I okay to talk? No. Okay, sorry. Go ahead.
Sounds awful.
It is. It's crazy. But at the same token, I've learned to have my own fun. Not necessarily being condescending. Nope, you can't do that. Not necessarily really doing blatant tone inflections. Nope. You can drop your tone from the joyous to the straightforward. So I started out like this, or and now I talk like this. Any other questions? And then you ask the same questions over and over again. Any other questions? Well, why aren't you answering? I actually did answer the question. It's just I'm not going to be able to change it. But it's been a pleasure answering your questions and concerns today, and I hope you have a great day.
Like clockwork.
I'm for real, man. And I love people, man. And here's the next thing. I am a master of voice. I hear your voice and I can practically hear your history. I can hear your lineage. I can hear your choices in life.
He can hear your soul.
In my head. When I feel it tells me positive.
It looked like you recording the Drake song.
In the booth, baby.
He got that hotline bling. Do the
hotline bling. What is this? I don't even know that song.
Oh my God.
Nah, that's funny. Especially when Drake did the battle dance with Chris Rock.
That's the best Drake ever.
Oh. Yeah, what? You want to see me go West Coast crump? Oh, I was like, what?
That was the best Drake. I couldn't imagine doing your job.
A lot of people say that.
I don't have the patience for the foolery.
Yeah.
And I think that's one of the things when I got out of retail, because I did retail for a long time.
Yeah.
Before I ended up coming here. I managed retail, and then I came here and I got an office job. And it's literally just me and my thoughts. And sometimes I get put in conversations I don't want to be in, but for the most part, it's just me and my vibe.
Right.
And that's what I choose to stay with. But I couldn't imagine doing your job. I would cut the phone off now. And they trying to pay me to do it? No, bro, I'm fired immediately.
Oh my God. It's not for the faint. It's not for those that aren't prepared for it. That's why I'm actually interested in training, so I can actually help people understand what they're getting into, so that they can make an educated decision early in their career.
That's important. That's very important. You don't want to waste 20 years of your life doing something you despise.
Just can't stand doing. You are literally killing yourself. You're knocking years off your life. Not me, baby. Not me, baby. This job, what taught me how to cope was knowing the end game.
Facts. That's important.
If I know the end game, doesn't matter what you say about the middle. It doesn't matter what you say.
Tomorrow always looks sexier than today.
No offense. I understand how you feel, and I'm sorry that's happening to you, you know? Now, as far as this claim, though, as far as this situation, though, I want to help you, and this is what you would need to do. I love it when they tell me, no, I'm not going to do that. Any other questions today? Anything else I can assist you with? Well, you haven't helped me yet. Well, I think you might want to try a different tactic, because I will thwart you every time. I'm good at it. I'm telling you, dog. I am good at saying the same thing in a multitude of ways. I will skin a phrase like a cat.
Skin a phrase like a cat. That is jarring. That is a disgusting piece of imagery there.
Hey man, Nightmare Before Christmas. I love that movie. But what I'm saying is, people have this innate mentality of you gonna do what I say when I'm running this. It is so self-centered. It is so opposite of reality. You have no clue. You have no scope, because you can't fathom the universe that surrounds you to be able to understand where you fit in that universe. If you understand the universe really, we're little grains of sand trying to make some noise. You know what I'm saying? Trying to cancel another sand member out. What are you doing?
Little grains of sand trying to make some noise.
And sand only make noise when they hit each other or when water moves them, some exterior force. But if you stay within yourself, within your own, you are part of the mass. You are powerful. We're good. You know.
That's good. I like that.
I'm just trying to make sense out of nonsense.
That's life in a nutshell. But I think we got.
You feel good about that one?
I think that's great.
You got expelled enough.
A lot of stuff.
That was pretty good.
A lot of stuff.
Woo! I need to go reward myself after this episode.
I definitely hope y'all appreciate it.
Yeah, because we appreciate y'all.
100%.
And to the new subscribers, thank you.
100%. Love.
Yeah, buddy. We are growing. I am so excited.
Love.
So excited.
Watch time is going up. We progressing pretty quickly.
Oh,
I like it.
Get them views, baby.
I like it.
So share, like, comment, subscribe. Let your grandma, everybody hear. You know what I'm saying? Let them subscribe on their YouTube channels. You know, just a little tap.
You ain't even got to subscribe, share, none of that. I just need a like or dislike. That lets me know what we should talk about.
Okay.
Where to go. If you want to do everything else, I rock with it. But right now we trying to figure out how we do things the way we do them. That's why a lot of stuff is experimental. I take it all and I process it.
That's real.
And of course, it's a consultation, so we definitely talk about it.
Yes. Because this ain't no one man game.
You ain't about to supermom us, bro.
You ain't about to punch down on my people, cuz.